Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm going to be working with Pearl. I'm going to be focusing in on the listening, the come command through leash method. While at the same time, I'm also going to be having Polly out here again as a helper for distraction. Okay, so Polly's going to be kind of moving around a little bit as I continue to work Pearl with getting her to focus on me more in a leadership role. Now, based on her again being here for a follow-up board train, she's doing extremely well. Very, very happy with her progress. You can see the muzzle's off her. She's starting to really release these control issues and starting to really relax. Okay, starting to really go more and more into a follower state. So again, this exercise is just kind of moving the expectations up a little bit. Here I'm just using a flat collar on her. Again, if I'm doing something like performing a, the come command part of it, I'm going to want to use a flat collar, especially for something like that, because I want to keep the level of influence very leveled out. Okay, so, but again, really good having her here. She's really starting to come into her own. Kind of funny, she's in the crate and stuff. She's every time I reach in there to bring her out, she's wanting to lick on me. But again, the whole issue of control is really starting to diminish. So she's really settling down well. So anyway, I'm going to be doing this exercise. You guys see me doing the come command. Okay, this is where the verbal commands begin to align. They begin to attach. But again, still focusing on increasing relationship change, okay, influence is still part of the equation, okay, so still action oriented. So as I'm saying the word, there's still going to be influence happening through the leash. That's important because really understanding the relationship side of things, making sure that I'm in control. It's about advocating control, especially once the dog is gaining the high level of control in the relationship. You need to keep the integrity of the method going for a period of time. Okay, now the benchmarks in terms of information that will tell me when I start to really decrease the intensity of the method, okay, is about how she responds, okay, coming into agreement through the method with what the method represents. This is why, again, the interactions are very specific in nature. Okay, they reveal the truth of where you're standing in the relationship. But not just reveal, they also change at the same time with what they represent. So here I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be moving around a bit of a circle here first a little bit. I'm going to be speaking the language of the method while I allow Polly to kind of just float around and become part of the equation, so to speak. But I'm not so I don't care very much about what Polly's doing. And in fact, what you're doing in this type of exercise, number one, you want to make sure the dog you're using is somewhat settled down, the dog in your helper role. You don't want the helper dog to be all over the other dog. You want the dog to be very relaxed and able to actually bring the dog into responding at certain times to kind of add a little bit more distraction, but without things, again, getting out of control. So whenever you're doing this exercise, everything's very controlled. You should be able to anticipate what's going to happen. If you're not certain, you want to move it back and do more of a, with the muzzle on, with Polly on the leash. But if you watch my videos, you're going to see how I progress the exercise. Okay, right from really a lot more type of control to begin to kind of ramp things up with expectations increasing. So again, Pearl's doing really well. And again, this is just part of the exercise. So again, I'm moving forward here. I'm going to release Polly from the crate. And right away, as soon as Polly comes out, okay, I'm going to start to put a little bit of influence on Pearl. Again, it's always helpful when another dog comes out into the area is I'm communicating, focusing on Pearl, because again, she's the one that's more in my line of focus. Even here, that's a great moment. Polly's coming over, kind of checking things out. But what I'm doing is I'm taking control here. Okay, I'm saying, okay, you're going to allow Polly to kind of check you out, sniff and such, because that's just normal dog behavior. okay? And besides, it's about relationship. It's about me fading in and making sure all the deck is getting shuffled the right way here, okay? This is about me, again, beginning to, again, I have to still establish that, the framework for this, because, again, I'm not just going to let things just kind of loosen up yet, okay? Not yet. I'm going to advocate me being in control, sit forward, down. So after a couple of trips around here, and again with Polly, you know, I'm just going to let her kind of go. She's going to go in her crate out again and stuff. But at times, like I said, right here, for example, I want her to come over and be a little bit more of a distraction. I can just call her over. Polly, come. Call her over. Have her come in front here a little bit. And while I'm tapping the leash a little bit, okay, to make sure that Pearl is not over-investing, okay? Now here we're going to start to work the come command, static. You watch the other video on this, you'll see how I'm doing this, but basically I'm advocating I want Pearl to stay in position until I actually give the command itself. So here, Pearl, come. Right in, use it to sit. Nice push and pull right here. And I'm going to move forward here again. Pearl, Polly, come on. Encourage Polly to come out, stay. Pearl, come. Really good. Just push, pull. You'll hear some noise over on the other side here. I actually have Coco is hearing the commands happening and thinking that she wants to participate. Okay? She, again, I'll be working her here in a minute as well. So here again, really good. I mean, you start to really get solid here in terms of what my expectation is for Pearl to, things to line up, so Pearl really to begin to have better control here with me fading in. Okay, so it's all about how I'm using the leash static. The leash is up high. Once I'm stepped up, I'm using the full length of this leash. It's a little longer, using the full length of the leash. And once she's solid, okay, I'm advocating, I'm taking, you know, creating more and more time here for her to kind of really get stable. Pearl, come. And start cleaning up on the exact command itself, okay? Again, when she's in here, I'm getting fussy, making sure that, again, she's in front of me. I'm fading in really well. I'm going to do another push-pull right here. The push-pull is a good, better moment. Okay, moment of influence, just tie it in to say, hey, you know, I'm fading myself in to really draw her attention to me in that moment, okay? Heel. Say heel as I move around here. And notice here, again, I'm not allowing too much Pearl to pay too much interest to Polly at all. She knows she's there. But again, what I'm going to do is the level I'm at, again, I'm still engaging in me fading in, okay? Still interrupting that state. Here's the thing, when I know that she's really good, okay, when I see her really begin to come into agreement, okay, with the method and the stress loads are coming off, or even here just a few minutes ago, I was outside, the neighbor's dogs came out, and that triggered her just for a moment. I interrupted that, but she came out of that pretty fast, okay? And before, you know, when she's here for the first boarding training, that was really challenging. Those were really challenging situations. But now she's really, you know, coming out of that. She's really coming into agreement. Okay, so those other dogs are not representing her gaining control like they used to be at all. It's really, really diminishing real well. And so some of the benchmarks is how you can see things tied together is you see the level of control and her accepting even through this type of exercise where I'm walking, and creating a little bit of distance work now, and she's really solid. And not stressed from it either. You can tell some dogs will go into this and they're like shaking and they want to move, and it's really difficult. You see as I move away from her, stay. You know, I don't have to do as much through the leash to get her to, you know, to stay in place, okay? I'm not saying you don't have moments, okay, where you are doing that, but you see as she's really starting to get more and more relaxed and more comfortable. Pearl, come. A little bit of influence behind it. See her tail's up now. Before in the other videos, you'll see where her tail, her tail was between her legs, really a lot of stress on her. You see how her tail's up, her tail's wagging. Now here's the thing, you have to be careful, you know, when it's contact. So for example, be careful that you can see a tail wagging on the dog, and the dog's happy. The dog's in full control. And the dog is happy because they have control. Next thing you know, they bite somebody. So it's context. You have to, the process itself, okay, and even this is why I say it's very interaction based, okay, very specific interactions that create change. It's context. You can't just go initially without truly understanding and getting revelation to the relationship. You just can't go through certain body language and assume certain things. Okay, this is why I talk about why it is through response alone and motivating a dog. You can't go by that to build a picture and assume the picture represents that the relationship is moving in the right direction. So the process itself reveals that. Not just reveals, but it changes, okay, the relationship. It moves in the right direction, and then you see how the transition happens from, say with Pearl, the tail underneath of her legs. The stress load's coming off of her because the process is correct, okay? And now the tail's wagging, okay, but it takes on different meaning. Okay, you have to really understand it's about context. So never ever, when you see a dog's tail wagging, assume that that dog is just a balanced dog that is in a follow role. That dog could be holding a tremendous amount of power and ready to bite somebody. Okay, you'll see that with certain breeds, pit bulls. You know, never assume that that dog can be in an excited state for being totally fulfilled. It's fulfillment, so the happiness is about context. The dog can be very happy to be in full control over the owner. Okay, so you have to really understand context here. So, you know, the reason why I do the process the way that I do it. Again, moving forward, tap the leash a little bit. Again, not allowing her to invest here. So you can hear I talk about working offset angles. So if I'm here, I'm going to angle this out a little bit, perhaps. If I feel that she's investing a little bit more in quality, I'll angle it just a bit here so I can not just expose her state of mind, but be able to nudge and have a better effect on her state of mind, okay? Because she's not able to get that full open window type of thing. Down. Going into a down position, really nice and prone, which is what, again, that's another benchmark. That's another indicator that things are lining up. She's not going onto her side. You know, she's coming into agreement. She's accepting. Okay, again, she's accepting the method. She's accepting control, me advocating what I'm doing, and that again is another indicator. Okay, so because again, how the dominoes drop. Okay, down. Came up before I said what happened was she's sniffing at the floor. Sit. Down. Down. Put a little bit more sit influence onto her here, just certain moments. And this is the thing to understand too. So when you deal with certain things, sit down. Nice and prone again. You deal with certain things, she's sniffing the floor, kind of trigger her a little bit, she goes on her side. So all these different little dynamics that you see, okay, is something that you're always working through. Okay, so, but again, it's understanding, you understand the mind of the dog. Sit. It's not just about how things appear. Okay, it's about really trusting and investing in the method. Okay, and then everything's going to line up from there. So, again, we're going to stop here, at least for the video purpose. I'm going to keep working here for a few minutes, but doing really, really well. This kind of gives you a glimpse into the method. You'll see a progression to watch the videos, you know, how I'm progressing the method right from day one. which is really, this is a great series of videos, because if you watch Pearl's, go back and watch day one of the board and train for the 2-week process, and you watch just how much her mind is just locking down and she's not coming into agreement, and just right from that point, from day 2, day 3, day 4, which I'm showing all of it, and then now to this point, really amazing change with her. So she's going home today, later today, making incredible progress, and that's even a result of from the 2-week board and train, from the time she's here for this 1-week follow-up, the amount of work that the owners have put into her even from that, that point on, from when she went home the first time, then putting the amount of work in that they have, she's made incredible progress. It's that level of aggression and kind of bad intent is really starting to really diminish greatly. So doing really well, great dog. Again, when you're looking at a dog's potential or seeing the greatness that they can be, it's really understanding